Great day. I'm Michael Kline and welcome to Catching Up with the Comets. This is our monthly recap of the school board meeting, but this time it's calendar version of it. And so we wanted to take a few minutes here to talk through some of the proposed changes for the North Pole calendar for the 2025-26 school year. To start with, we are proposing that we double route our buses. What this means is right now we have 22 bus routes. These routes go and pick up students in Polk City, take them to West and Big Creek. We have buses that go out to Elkhart to bring students here. In total, we have 22 buses that go in and throughout the district. As many parents know, these buses currently are pretty full, and bus drivers is the hardest position that we have to hire for the whole district. So what double routing would be is we are planning on going down to about 16 drivers needed, but then those buses would go out, pick up students, go to the elementaries, drop them off, and then go back out on routes to pick up students to bring them here for the middle school and high school. And so 16 times 2, essentially we're going to have 32 routes starting next year. So hopefully our buses will not be as full. We are going to make more use of the drivers that we have and be able to have subs ready for unknown sicknesses and reasons the drivers will need to be gone. And then we have some old equipment too, and so instead of needing 22 buses running on a daily basis, 16 is what we would run instead. What that ties to is the altered start times for students. We know that there's debate on both sides of the argument. Do you start the elementary students earlier? Do you start the secondary students earlier? There are a lot of pieces to this puzzle. And where we are at right now is the elementary start times being 7:50 a.m. with the secondary, middle school and high school starting at 8:20 a.m. The reason for this way versus the other is we do our fine arts before school for the junior middle school and high school. And if we went earlier, that would bump those start times even earlier. Now, in going backwards in the calendar, as part of the Raccoon River Conference, our middle school activities start at 4:15. That is nothing that we can adjust on our own. If we went up drastically earlier, there would be a lot of lag time between the end of the school day and activities. And if we went any later, it would mean students are leaving school early to go and participate in activities, and even at the high school level as well, depending on the activity and where the competition is taking place at. And so by having the elementary start at 7:50, we know that there might be some young students at bus stops in the dark in the winter, but in comparison to those students standing and waiting for a bus versus our young 15-year-old drivers driving in dark, possibly winter conditions, we felt like with the lens of safety, it was better to have our elementary students out because we know that often parents supervise these students until they get on the buses in the morning. Also, research shows it's adolescents 12 to 18 that need more sleep as well. And then the last piece that is not connected to the double routing, not connected to the altered start times, is the proposal to get rid of the late start Mondays. If you look to some of our neighboring districts like Ankeny and Johnston, this is something that they've done. And I feel like a natural progression with our collaborative teams in the schools that we needed the frequent touch points previously. Now we're to the point we need longer touch points between our teachers, especially because we have elementary teachers teaching in different buildings. There is not often time for them to connect. And so the monthly professional development will give them time to look at their proficiency scales and how they're creating the assessments to really know if students understand and are able to demonstrate their knowledge of the material. And so those bigger chunk points, or bigger times, once a month should hopefully help our teachers in this process. 100% of our administrative team is for getting rid of the late start Mondays, and we surveyed our teaching staff, and it was over 89% of our teaching staff felt like this was the natural progression and that it would be better for our student learning to get rid of the late start Mondays. If you have additional questions, if you have feedback, we do have the public hearing that is on the front part of our regular monthly school board meeting on Tuesday, January 21st. But please reach out via email to myself, michael.kline@northpolk.org. Happy to try to answer as many questions as we can, but we do know that change is hard at times, and so it will be a new normal. We know that there'll be wrinkles created by this, but we'll try to iron out as many of those wrinkles as we can to keep our school district a great school district as we continue to grow in numbers and in learning. Thanks for watching, and go Comets!